Hi, I'm Pamela and I'm a trustee of Dalmeny and Queensferry Parish Church. We are a Christian organisation, but we also perform a lot of other roles within the community that people might not have thought of. All that we did in the previous year was just run a book swap. But this year we were much more prepared for Big Green Week. And so we ran a range of events that covered 8 days. We started with a coffee morning with a couple of contributors from Home Energy Scotland and also from Fairtrade to try and get people thinking about what they could do in terms of the environment and how they could support green activities. Then during the week, we ran a range of activities. We had our book swap, but we did events at our Teas and Tots, which is for carers and children under 5. And we also ran another coffee morning at the end of the week. And that one had some people who were doing furniture upcycling, how to use food, etc. Our Make, Do and Mend coffee morning, we were focused there on upcycling furniture, how to do basic household repairs, how to make bird feeders and homemade cards, and basic sewing repairs and techniques. We also ran book swaps during the week, and lots of people came along to leave books and to take away books. And a lot of them were new people who had not visited our cafes before. But overall, we just wanted the whole thing to be fun and enjoyable. And people came back to us and said that they'd learned a lot more things, and they went away with ideas of things that they could do. Our main motivation is we've been recently awarded Gold Eco Church status. And yes, you can rest on your laurels, you've been awarded that, but that's not what our church is about and how we do things. We wanted to use the award of Gold Eco Church to be a springboard to have more activities and to try and influence other churches and communities round about us. And Big Green Week absolutely fitted into that motivation. We've already set up a sort of Northwest Edinburgh group, and we're having quarterly meetings with them to try and enthuse them and try and get them involved in Big Green Week next year. We felt that the Make, Do and Mend coffee morning, it worked really well. And also, as I've indicated, the toddler group, because we felt that was getting to all age groups. We were targeting, like I said, under 5s and their carers. And then the Make, Do and Mend coffee morning, that was more for sort of 30 to 80-year-olds. The upcycling of furniture, that was new, and people were really quite taken with it. 3 ladies were demonstrating it. They were demonstrating pieces that they had already done at home, but they were showing people very, very basic techniques as to how they could do things themselves at home. But we think that is an item where we could do a whole session, a whole evening perhaps, on that. And the people that did attend this year, they'll have spread the word, and we can expand on that next year. The recycling theme at the toddlers group, it was really great fun, and it was really great to see the kids and how enthusiastically they were. We played a simple game with them about how to sort different items into different types of recycling, and they really, despite their young age, they really picked up on it very, very quickly, and they got the idea of what they were doing. Obviously, the parents and grandparents were watching them, so we were educating them at the same time. And it was really lovely to see that younger generation getting involved at such an early age. One of the other things that really stuck in my mind was at the Make, Do and Mend coffee morning, we had a lady showing us how to make potato peel soup from scraps and turned it into a nutritious meal. And it was really amazing to see how many people remarked upon how delicious it was and how they had never thought of using potato peel in such a way before. And it was really something that they would take home with them and use over and over again. And I think because how, inverted commas, quirky it was, these people would take that message out into the community because it would stick in their minds. Yes, absolutely. We run a community fridge that goes all the way through the year, and we get food that's about to come to its sell by date from the big supermarkets, and we get 2 deliveries a week. People come and take that for 2 reasons, or 2 main reasons. They're taking it because they're wanting to try and help the environment and live more environmentally friendly, and make sure that the food they take they utilise within a few days. But also we have to be acutely aware in the environment that we're in now that people are also taking the food for financial reasons because they can't afford to go and pay the supermarket prices. We focus on Big Green Week to give people new ideas and try and attract in new people. Food quite prominently featured in a lot of our activities, and how we could reduce waste of food and how to make sure that food was getting to the right people who perhaps were struggling financially with food issues as well. So that was another big driver as to what we were trying to achieve. In terms of make, do and mend, a lot of the younger generation are not taught the skills, and we're fortunate that we have some really excellent crafty people within our church community, that are good at sewing, crocheting, embroidery, that kind of thing. And we are showing predominantly it's the younger generation, how to acquire these skills. And also they're quite keen that they can get older clothes, like say from charity shops, and you can change them, recycle them, and make them into something fresh and new. The learning would probably be, we found that there was sometimes conflict with other activities and other organisations running close to Big Green Week, so maybe a couple of weeks before. And I think what we would do differently is we would target these other organisations because they often have objectives that overlap with Big Green Week. And we would try and make sure that they were aware of what we were doing and try and enhance our publicity through working in partnership with some of these other groups. Big Green Week provide a lot of resources that have been able to help us in terms of publicity materials, etc. And we get some of our ideas through Big Green Week. I would say meet new people, but that meeting new people I think comes from 3 key areas. I think it comes from us providing food and people learning about food, and a lot of our activities had food at the centre of it, and I think that helps to bring people together, but also gives them ideas that they can then take home with them or take to other groups with them. I think we tried to make everything that we did fun and enjoyable, and I think that came over, and that will encourage people to come back again, and they'll also think that actually participating in Big Green Week or undertaking eco activities is enjoyable, and so it's not a chore, something good can come out of it. And I suppose the third thing really would be learning. We learned what works, what doesn't work. We learned new ways of doing things, and the people that attended our events, they all went away with at least 3 or 4 new things that they didn't know about before. And I think it's just really part of our learning is how do we spread that message to get more people involved next year and make the whole thing snowball and grow.